UK company Alpha Prospects Limited is an energy investment holding company. The company's flagship investment is a 15% shareholding in Strike Energy, along with a 10% shareholding in Strike Foundation, both US companies which hold the license for the revolutionary molten sea arc atomic reconstruction technology, or MSAART for short, invented by Malcolm Bendall. I'm joined today by Chief Executive Christopher Foster and Gavin Horton, President of Strike Energy. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Christopher, to you first. Could you please provide us, first of all, with a brief overview of Alpha Prospects?
Yes, certainly, Alan. Alpha Prospects was formed in 2007. As you say, it's an investment holding company that currently has minority stakes in about 11 companies. We started life at 1p. We're now 10p. We have a market cap of nearly 50 million. But we've been concentrating on green energy investments. But obviously, as you say, our claim to fame is our tie-up with Malcolm Bendall and the Strike Foundation.
Of course. So can you tell us more about Alpha's involvement with the MSAART technology?
Yes, of course. It was about 10 years ago that I met with Malcolm in London, and he told me that he wanted to create plasmoids. I didn't even know what the word meant, but I looked it up and it sounded exciting. So we arranged with our business partner in Thailand, Kevin Baker, for Malcolm to spend 3 years, that's how long it took him, working every day to create plasmoids from an engine exhaust system. Rather like Nikola Tesla and Einstein, who both mentioned plasmoids, but never actually achieved it. So after 3 years, I got a phone call from Kevin Baker from Thailand. He's a trained engineer, and he said, I don't understand it, I don't know how it works, but it does. So I poured myself a large whiskey and got on the plane the next day. So after the last 7 years, we've been working on prototypes in Thailand, US, UK, Maldives, and Canada, and Australia. It works on, we've got something like 30 applications, and it's generators, cars, chimneys, ship funnels, jets, etc. It has the two main advantages that it eliminates harmful emissions, such as CO2, and increases fuel efficiency by, we think, at least 100%. So just to run through what we've done, we started with prototypes. We then created the foundation in London. We're starting to commercialize in the US and the UK. And we also went onto the world stage in August through people like Randall Carlson. And we appeared at the Tesla Tech Albuquerque conference with about, 60 scientists, and they built it, the engine on stage, lots of applause. And How-Chu have done 16 videos, nearly 10 hours of the history and science behind it. So if you Google Malcolm Bendall and plasmoid power, you'll now get nearly 700 entries, where only 6 weeks ago we had 300.
Of course. Okay, so the MSAART technology, of course, harnesses the power of plasmoids. This is a structure of plasma and magnetic fields found naturally in thunderstorms and ball lightning. I'm going to bring up a slide now which shows Malcolm with a schematic that goes to explain how the plasmoid technology works. We're going to now watch a brief video of Malcolm and his team successfully testing the technology, after which we're going to come back and I'm going to be talking to Gavin. So, gentlemen, take a look at this.
Focus. Now, checklist. John?
Okay, analyzer. Check. Who's on the analyzer? Chat.
Yes, that's 0.
Okay, calibrated? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fuel. Spec in. Okay, thermograph.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, oscilloscope. Okay, start a crank. 2, 1, crank. Go open.
fucking winning.
We did it. Hey, get a picture of this.
No CO2. Hey, Nikita, show him. Tell him on the, go up on the camera. No CO2. Right here.
So, Gavin, Christopher summarized the nebulous range of potential applications for MSAART Plasmoid Technology, and we've just seen the technology successfully tested in the video clip by Malcolm and his team. This really is an immense world-changing opportunity, but where do you start to commercialize it?
What we've really done, and you're correct, Alan, in the sense that it's got a massive scope. We really try to focus our efforts using a rationale which looks at gets to the heart of the issue. If the way that I always look at this problem is, you always have a fuel which has an energy density. We have the utilization of that energy, or thermal efficiency, and then we have the emissions or externality part of it. There's not a lot we can do with the inherent energy content of a fuel or storage of a battery or whatever. That is fairly fixed. What this technology does is vastly improve the thermal efficiency. In terms of an automotive, it would be the brake thermal efficiency. And then the emissions. As you saw in the video, I mean, we're getting zero CO2, zero carbon monoxide, and then extremely low levels of NOx. It's those key parts. So when you look at the industries that are very, very reliant on heavy industry, heavy energy utilization, such as steel plants, coal and gas-fired electricity generation, cement with its inordinate CO2 issue. There are a number, aluminium, which is almost like energy embodiment, that are crying out for this technology. We have significant sunk capital all around the world in these heavy industry plants. And what we do is we will not only extend the life of those plants, but we'll solve the key problems of energy efficiency and utilization and emissions. So they're the sort of the areas that we're focusing on first. So you can say low-hanging fruit, but it's certainly much more in-depth than that. And then secondly, as you saw in the video, that it was an internal combustion engine. So a lot of the things that we're focusing on initially is the heavy industries, but as a almost a parallel path, we're doing a lot with the automotive industry and the shipping industry.
An independent investment note was recently prepared and released by Equity Research Associates. Can you summarize the investment opportunity here? My question to you, Gavin, first of all.
Yeah, sure. It's an interesting play in the terms of Strike Energy has the exclusive license for the technology in what we call the key markets of USA, Europe, Japan, Korea, and Australia. And when we're looking at how the business model works, as Christopher pointed out before, we will be taking a percentage of the upside created by the technology. So you can look at it, for example, like an oil and gas and a mining play, because we're looking at the thermal efficiency. And you could look at it as an industrial play, because we're at the core of their cost structures, and particularly their license to operate, particularly when we're looking at emissions. And then you've got it as a massive environmental play. So we've got a number of themes in some of the key countries, and certainly from our prospects, we're very excited about getting in there and looking at the customers and assisting the customers.
Excellent. Okay, and Christopher, to you, perhaps you could summarize the investment proposition for Alpha.
Well, as we have a unique proposition, we're able to affect joint ventures with companies, which means we can grow much quicker by offering a 50-50 split, as Gavin just pointed out. And on page 5 of Alistair Ford's very good note, it mentioned what the possibility or the probability of the profits to the Strike Foundation. And just this one site, this landfill site, where they are generating gas from a 150-acre site, that is then put into generators, and the generators go into the national grid. And our stake will be our profit will be 1.8 million a year, and there's 300 such sites around the country. So it gives you the magnitude of what's actually possible.
Goodness me. Well, that really is a truly revolutionary, life-changing innovation. And Gavin, as you pointed out, with a multitude of potential applications, just remains for me to say offer my thanks to you both, Christopher Foster and Gavin Horton, for joining us today. And I look forward to talking with you again in the very near future.
Pleasure.
Thank you.